Oh, I have the, oh God, I sound like I'm in a microwave. Oh my gosh. Good morning. How are we feeling today? We need to wake up. I'm used to, if anyone who knows me, my name is Landon. You can call me Lana. A lot of people know me as Lana Lux. I work here in Kansas City at Hamburger Mary's, Missy B's, and Fountain House. So whenever you're, ready to let loose and go see some amazing queer entertainment, I am there. So make some noise. Has anyone ever been to like a drag show? Good job. It's 2023. I am very proud. So I'm the scary performer they're talking about online. No, I'm just kidding. Boo. Very scary. But yeah, so I work locally. I also have created my own, basically, event company, essentially, but I do shows in Lee Summit now. I have my own drag brunch once a month at Brick's Pub and Grub. So if you haven't been, you guys should come. It's really, really fun. But I am born and raised here in Kansas City. And so when Jeremy reached out and asked me to talk, I was very honored and excited, but even a little bit nervous. So if I'm awkward, just smile, just laugh at all my jokes, even if they suck. So, but anyway, I'm born and raised here in Kansas City. I literally grew up in Gladstone, right over the river. I went to, oh my gosh, I think I went to Shoto, Linden West, Northgate, Oak Park. Any alumni of any of those things? Probably not, no. They're like, what's that? Every time I say Oak Park, they think the mall, so. They're like, oh, you're from Johnson County or what? I'm like, no, Gladstone. But yeah, I'm born and raised here. I was, growing up in Kansas City and in Gladstone, just in this little area as someone who was very much queer growing up and different than everyone else, was interesting navigating my life. I felt like people don't have to say, or no one ever told me, no one ever told me in my family what I was doing was wrong. So I'm really thankful and blessed to have a supportive family. But when you're growing up, trust me, kids are vicious. They'll start letting you know. So growing up and being very, longer hair, feminine, my safe space was like women and girls. I was raised by my mom, who is a single mom. Make some noise for the single moms, But a single mom in an amazing Asian household. So that's Debbie and my grandma's Takeo and my sister Teresa. Those were like my people growing up. So I feel like I found a lot of comfort in women and just like very proud to be raised by such strong, amazing women. But kids, like I said, they weren't always so great as I was growing up. So it was always like, you sound like a girl, or you're gay, and why are all your friends girls? Or, the occasional uncle or five being like, when are you gonna get a girlfriend? And you're just like, never. Or just kidding. But, so that's when I kind of started realizing, I was like, oh my gosh, like, is something, like, I know I'm different, like, what is it? So when I was growing up, going through, like, as I got older, it was like 5th grade, 6th grade, and I decided to come out. I was like telling my friends, I was like, I think I'm gay, or like, I'm bi. And my mom was very, very always supportive of me, and basically was like, she basically came to me before I could tell her and was like, whoever you want to marry, whoever you want to be with, I'll always love you no matter what. So very lucky to have her. But going into middle school, which this is middle school for me, I think I was in 8th grade here. I was in 8th grade in this picture, but going like 6th and 7th, I had really long hair. I was like wearing makeup. I was, very androgynous, I would like go into stores with my mom and they'd be like, welcome ladies. And I would be like so embarrassed because obviously I was still a boy. So I like felt bad for my mom, you know? Like I felt this guilt that like they're like, hi girls. And she's like, this is my son. But in the inside, I was always like, oh my gosh, like, yay. They get it. They're seeing me as me. But I didn't have the words like transgender or like I didn't know any trans people at the time. I only ever knew of like obviously like gay people or lesbian people, but there was no trans, there was no like non-binary, there was no real talk about gender expression or anything like that. So I tried to cut off all my hair. This is me trying to be very masculine, very just giving you I don't know, this is rough. I tried to I tried to cut off all my hair because, like I said, people were pressuring me. So now that I came out and I was like, oh, I'm gay or I'm bi or whatever I was saying, I was dealing with the pressures of, you know, oh, you're too gay. Oh, you sound like a girl. You're too feminine. So I was like trying to, I was trying so hard to be masculine. I had like thrown away all my girl clothes. I was very much wearing makeup. I threw away the girlier clothes. I wasn't wearing like dresses or anything yet, but I was like in the skinniest of skinny jeans from Hot Topic and my best girlfriend's hoodies, whatever. So I was throwing all that out and I was trying to give that. And it was such a dark, horrible time for me. And that's kind of when I knew it's not about being gay, you know? It's not like, I know who I like obviously like guys and stuff, but it was like, looking this way was like the wake up call for me that I was like, no, like it's not, something is not hitting. And I still have like an old diary looking back, and it's really crazy to think, but I am writing in the diary and I'm like, I wish I was a girl. Life would have been so much easier if I was born a girl. Like, I wish I could just unalive myself, like really sad stuff. So looking back at it now, this little diary entry to see where I'm at currently is kind of like so happy for me. And it was just hard. So getting into high school, I was like, no, I'm not wearing the boys' clothes. I'm growing my hair back out. This is me trying to grow it back out. I'm wearing a little bit of makeup. I'm starting school, and my mom was very like, are you sure you want to wear makeup on your first day of a freshman year? And just a concerned mother, not like a I don't want you to be you mother, but you know, she was trying to protect me. And I basically told her, I was like, no, I'm gonna go how I wanna look. I'm gonna be who I wanna be. I don't give a damn. You know, I feel like as a kid and even now, I've always had this sense of like, people are gonna have to take me as I am. Like I shouldn't have to change myself to be more palatable to people. I felt like growing up, even so young and being so queer or wanting to be involved, I feel like I was trying to overachieve and like overcompensate and like push myself into spaces. Cause a lot of people, when you're queer or trans or anything, or just, you can almost like not, what's the word I'm looking for? You won't sign up for things, you won't try out for things, you won't put yourself in spaces because you're so scared of the rejection. So I was trying not to be that person. So going into high school, I was like, I'm just gonna be me. I don't care. Say what you want about me. Also coming out and being the way I was, it was very much, I was trying to take all the power away from the people that wanted to tell me who I was. So starting school, a freshman, it's like freshman, sophomore year. That's when I finally knew. I was like, okay, you are trans. I was watching YouTube because at that time middle school is when like the YouTube eras were starting. So I was like on the computer like a crazy person. I think I'm a Gen Z millennial cusp person. I'm 98, so I'm 25 years old. But I was always on the computer, and that's when I started seeing like some trans YouTubers or like content, or you would like or the only other place you would see things was like Jerry Springer, which is awful representation of trans people, or in like movies that like I feel like trans people are always made to be the joke, or they're always trying to make trans people seem like just it's not a good representation of who we are. So finally seeing like YouTubers sharing their journey and like showing who they are, it kind of started clicking for me. So I did decide to start my transition in high school. I told my mom I had a cheerleading banquet. It was my like first year lettering varsity. So I got like all these awards, all these things. And my mom was supposed to meet me at the banquet. And I got a text because I texted her. I had like hid this hideous Charlotte Russe dress in my closet that I had bought in because I knew, y'all already know, those bodycon, there was this bodycon, it had like little cutouts right here, and it was like a black and white kind of like tribalish print. I don't know, it was giving 2012, but it was horrible. But I bought this dress, I ran home, I threw it in the back of my closet because I was like, when I tell everyone I'm trans, like this is what I'm gonna do. So I remember going to like my closest cheerleading friends and like kind of breaking down and letting them know. And they embraced me. So I knew if I was gonna come out, I could do it with my cheerleading team. So I wore this dress to the banquet. And like I said, my mom, she's a nail tech, she works a lot. So she was gonna meet me there. Picture, I'm at the table, I'm waiting for her. I send this text before I left and I go, I'm in a dress, I love you, I can't hide who I am anymore. Like I just don't, because I felt like when it came to like banquets or dances, anything that really like separates gender in a way, that's when I was the most uncomfortable, because in school, I could dress how I wanted, look how I wanted, obviously. But when it came to formal events, I still was not like, oh, I'm ready to wear dresses and do this. I felt like that was really the tipping point, I guess. So she texted me back after I told her, like, I can't not do this. I can't not be myself, whatever. I'm at the banquet, I'm waiting, and she was like, I get a text and she just says, like, sorry, I'm not gonna come, or like, sorry, I won't be there. And I just remember like high school me. This is senior year. So picture, I was still in the boys' uniform, but I was like still trying to, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm like breaking down at this table, but trying to keep it together because I'm like, I lettered, everyone's here with their families and they're all supportive of me, but my mom isn't. So I was like breaking down, but you have to think, I just kind of sprung it on her. My mom, as an adult, I look back and I'm like, oh, I should have like maybe told her or talked to her. I'm sure she was scared, nervous, and it's not every day you get a text where your son is like, hey, I'm a girl, hey. So I sympathize with Miss Debbie for sure. But anyway, so high school, eventually she did come around, clearly. So after educating her, talking to her, all these things, I was in my junior year of high school. I started taking, I went to like a therapist, got approved to like start hormones. So I started taking like a puberty blocker, then like a very low dosage, obviously, because I was still young. I was 16 or 17. And they had me on like a patch, but that's when I like was like, okay, time to upload a video to YouTube and come out, time to tell all my teachers, time to have these hard conversations like with my cheer coaches and being like, hey, I want to wear the girls' uniform. Like, this is important to me. If you don't let me, I think I'd have to quit, which cheer was everything to me. So a big thing was my cheer coach saying, I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to make this happen for you. And it did happen for me. So make some noise for Coach Mab. No, I'm just kidding. But, what I want to say is, like, obviously, in the time we're in, you see all the things about, like, trans people playing sports or kids in school, in the bathroom, all these things. When I was in school, up until my junior year, when I obviously started transitioning, I didn't go in the boys' bathroom. Obviously, I didn't go in the girls' bathroom. So I would not go to the bathroom all day of school, all cheer practice until I went home. I would wear my cheerleading, like my clothes, underneath my clothes that I would wear to school that day because I didn't know what like locker room was like for me. So, or I would literally like get to practice early and like go behind the mats and then like just change like really quick. So getting to like have a school that started like they let me wear the girls' uniform. They let me use the girls' bathroom, like once we figured it all out. And it was just so special and formative to me. And it's really taught me how to be proud and like prideful of who I am, like getting that like affirmation so young. And that's why it's so important to me and should be important to everyone, like kids and youth. Like school is already so hard and shitty. And as kids, it's even scarier. And as queer people or what, sometimes going home is not an option. Luckily that I had a good, like a supportive mother. But say what if I didn't have her, nor my school is supportive, which is a reality for a lot of people. So come senior year, like getting to wear this uniform and then getting nominated for homecoming queen and the school nominates you and then to winning, which the whole school votes for. It was just such a like, yes, clap, I look sad. Yeah, so this is me like after getting my crown. My sister brought her camera. She's a photographer, so she took this in my courtyard at school. I still have this dress. I still bring her out occasionally because it fits way better than it did then. So it is so special to me. But getting to win and like, I feel like everyone is people. Sometimes I don't know if people ever. Do I have any like? Actually, you don't have to answer. I was like, do I have any LGBTQ people in the audience? Anyone? I feel like sometimes people are like, you're so brave or you're so, and it doesn't bother me. And I feel like people are like, just, they're like, oh, you're so brave and all this stuff. And I feel like I had to be, I get it now, like it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of gall to just be who you are, know who you are, and walk into a room or a space knowing maybe you're not safe there. Maybe you don't know what could happen, but living authentically is so much more important in the bigger picture. So this moment, getting to win, and it went viral. I got protested by the Westboro Baptist Church. I made it. No. Getting protested by grown adults at 17, getting tweeted every day that like, you're going to hell, and just really messed up stuff. And like I said, I was 17 years old, literally getting bullied by adults from this church. But it's like this moment here, the girl in this photo, I wouldn't be here without this girl to be the woman I am now, because this moment and the viral and the articles, it kind of was like, you have to be publicly out. So I'm here, I'm Kansas City's, token trans girl, honey. Happy Pride. But, like this was the moment I chose. If people know, because my transness is mine to disclose, and anybody's, you don't have to tell people, you don't have to live a public life or like be out. But I knew after this moment, like, what was I gonna do? Go hide under a rock, change my name, and not reshare the articles? So this girl has just taught me to be the most like proud I can be, and be prideful, because I obviously can't go back now. Now people not only know me from the winning homecoming to now when I was graduating high school, I got a job at Hamburger Mary's as a waitress. They approached me and they're like, we just saw your homecoming thing. Like, we would love to have you work here. So it was kind of like in this era. And after I didn't know a lot of queer people or gay people, trans, anything. Like, I just got out of high school. There was very few. So going to work at Hamburger Mary's has been so amazing. I went as just a server, and it just introduced me to so many awesome, amazing, like LGBTQ people. And when that happened, I fell into performing. I never thought I would be doing drag. When I was first working there, I had always thought, like drag queen, like drag is that like men dressing as women, very like common thoughts. But working there, I met a few other trans women who do perform. And I kind of learned the history and how influential trans women are in the performing space, just because I cheered, I did show choir, all these things. I love attention, so. And I love entertaining. I love making people smile and feeling good. So when I started performing, it kind of just clicked for me because, and also I'm a licensed esthetician. So I was serving, I was doing aesthetics, and then I started performing. Well, right now all I do, I'm a full-time entertainer. And it just all clicked for me because this is the one space where I feel it's not every day. Like working at Mary's, the whole room is 90% just straight people all the time. So getting to be, I'm like sometimes probably the first trans person they've seen. I'm sure it's their first time seeing drag queens too. But getting to be like the first trans person for a lot of people, it means a lot to me, and I want to educate. And getting to do drag now and perform or be a showgirl or whatever it's the one place I'm not like misgendered. When I was doing the aesthetics, I was working at a Sephora, I did Ulta, I did the things, and I would look the way I look now, and I would still have people be like, oh, he helped me over there. Or, oh, I know you from high school, or they would just know me, but because they know me, they think, I don't know why people think, I don't know. They're not thinking, clearly. So just like the constant like getting misgendered or people leaving like reviews like, I won't be back in this store, you have men pretending to be women, and just very horrible, evil things. So I finally stopped working and now I just perform. And it's, like I said, it's the one place I'm loved, I'm celebrated, I can like be 100% me and also be safe and have like that sense of family. And I know, yeah, I'm just embraced for who I am. So yeah, just going through, to me, like drag, a lot of people, like I said, you know, if they're like a boy and they do like a female illusion, or you have like women who do male illusions, like drag kings. There's also like non-binary people. There's so many different, anybody and everybody can perform or do drag. But like me, the transformation is really, I like to consider it, what's the word I'm looking for? This is me now in my everyday, day-to-day life, but this is like if I was getting ready for the VMAs, you know? So, because I'm a pop star. But yeah, I get to live like my pop star fantasy and bring a lot of queer art and like just getting to now like do events like out in Lee Summit. You know, it's like Lee Summit, girl, doing drag shows in Lee Summit. I was scared too. So getting to like do drag and bring shows to people that like they have a need for like a space like that or queer culture or whatever. But obviously that 30-minute Uber to Hamburger Mary's is expensive, or the drive and all those things. So getting to now like take it. And when I was starting drag, there was like no other trans women really hosting on the mic where I was working at Mary's or at Missy's and now Fountain House. So it just was just like cheerleading, just like getting involved in school and being like a trans person. I didn't let it hold me back because I was like, no, like if I want to participate, I should be able to. I'm good at it. I didn't want my transness to stop me. So now when I first started doing drag, there is a stigma with like trans women doing drag and being like, oh, I don't know, it's not fair. There's just like, oh, you're not really doing drag. There's just a lot of old school ways of thinking. But like I said, I wasn't gonna let it stop me. So now I host at all three bars. I've created a show called Body Euphoria at Woody's. It's like an all trans inclusive dance party to like showcase just trans people. I have an all trans casted show at Mary's. And I just have kind of taken KC and just been like, no, like the Kansas City drag scene, I've been like, no, like trans people are here to kill it and slay it. And there's voices that need to be seen and heard. So it's been my biggest priority. And then also with drag, it's kind of turned into, there's like people who do like impersonations and illusions. I'm sure you guys were enjoying the Taylor Swift soundtracks before they came in, but I also do a Taylor Swift illusion, and I host Taylor Swift events. So like album release parties, drag eras, drag brunches, and all that good stuff. So the kind of, oh yeah, kawaii, giving you the Japanese heritage, honey. So, and and a big thing for my drag, whether it's doing Taylor, whether it's just like getting to feel gorgeous in my skin and feel celebrated, or whether it's getting to do something where I can like be like do something cultural or more Asian. It's really important to me because my grandma, she passed right before I won homecoming queen, but she kind of always like, I feel like she knew, you know what I mean? So before I even came out as trans, she was telling like she had like a cute little caregiver that would chill at the house with her during the day just to like make her like be safe just in case. And she was telling this lady, oh, that's Landon. She wants to be a girl, like explaining this to this lady, but I had never knew that until my mom had told me. But with every thing I do that's like more, like we just did an Asian brunch at Mary's or getting to do something more traditional. It's kind of like my love letter to her because I feel like she didn't get to see me win homecoming or she hasn't gotten to like really see me blossom. So every time I like get into drag or something, it's kind of like a love letter to her. So it's really important to me. But to wrap things up, being prideful and the word pride today, I feel like we all have pride in a way. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of why I'm prideful and why it's important to like have pride and to celebrate it. And a lot of people will be like, would you change if you're trans, And I feel like maybe the girl in the beginning of those photos or even the young little boy you saw would have wished to have been normal. But to me, I've learned that like I wouldn't change my transness for anything. I'm very grateful and happy to like, it's been a struggle, it's been a fight to get where I am. And I feel like that's what makes me me and like special. So I'm very proud to be trans and I wouldn't change it even no matter how many nasty articles, nasty politicians have a lot of opinions, all the things you see online. As trans people being like the easy target and the easy clickbait, the headline and the literal online bullying, it's very easy to get consumed in it, but something's pretty revolutionary, waking up every day and choosing to be your authentic self, even when the world tells you you shouldn't. So I'm really proud to be trans.
All right, we got some time for some questions, and I'm going to go first. I know you said that it's real super cringe to say how brave you are, but I want to say something.
Thanks.
Because that story is amazing, and I love the journey, and thank you for sharing it again. I'm glad you get to come today. But I do think you're brave in a different way because you were juggling 3, 4, 7, 12 jobs, and you were doing things, but you've been able to chase your passion and chase your career. And now she's just a full-time entertainer. She's getting to do exactly what she wants to do all day and all night and killing it, making a killing and killing it, right? So my first question is, how can we support that? What can these guys do to put that on blast?
Yes, if you ever want to support me, just follow me on Instagram at Landon Patterson, LandonPatterson, or at the Landon Patterson on TikTok. But on Insta, I post all my shows. I share basically my journey, whether it's life, struggles, drag, my surgery journey, the bloody, the gory, and the hell. And so that's how you can support me. Leave a like, comment, send it to a trans friend. If you didn't know a trans person today, you do now. So I'd love if you follow me and keep up and learn more.
Share the love. Anybody got any questions?
Yes, perfect. I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. Oh, I'm okay. Thank you. Yeah.
I saw you perform at Boulevardy, and it was wonderful.
Oh, yes.
So do you have much of an opportunity to connect to or make presentations to young people?
Not as much as I'd like. The most frequent thing I do normally, like I've gotten to perform at a lot of colleges and stuff. So afterwards, we obviously do the Q&A and all that, but I don't get to talk to as many like younger people, younger than college as often. I've always wanted to like go back to my high school and talk, and kind of, because winning homecoming then in 2016 to like seeing where we are politically, like the debate about trans people now, it's like disheartening because I did have a good experience and I was trying to like trailblaze for the trans people after me. So I don't get to, but I would love to. I try to as much as I can. So.
Anybody else? Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Oh God, it is
I know
hot.
it's very loud, right?
You kind of touched on it a little bit, talking about Marys, and you said 90% of the population that you see there is straight. I'm just curious if you have feelings about. I feel like there's sort of a moment happening right now where gay spaces or queer spaces have a lot of white women or bachelorette groups, and they all want to go to the gay bar and dance. And like, do you feel like queer spaces should be for queer people, or do you have any sort of thoughts or opinions about like straight people as well-meaning or like as, open and friendly to the gay community being at gay spaces or queer bars or whatever?
Yeah, so it kind of varies depending on like venue. So Mary's is definitely the straight bachelorette parties, the birthday parties, but that's just kind of like what it is became, And sure, I'm sure there's a lot of people that go in there and their husband is probably homophobic, or you know what I mean? And that does suck. But there's so many people there that, they're allies and like they want to support. And I've had some crazy people that come in and are disrespectful, but I've had so many people leave so happy that come again and again, or bring their friends the next time. But then like say when I perform at like Fountain or Missy's, most of the time it is like very queer. It's very like mostly LGBTQ people with some straight people. To me, LGBTQ spaces should be for everyone. And I feel like if you're straight or whatever, and you don't identify, but you are supportive and you're an ally, I feel like everyone should be able to come in. Just be respectful. And I say that too because a lot of the spaces I go into, if I'm not in my like city, people will look at me and, honey, they think I'm the bachelorette. You know what I mean? Like they think, or like me and my boyfriend, we're a very like cis, hetero presenting couple, but they don't know like we're both trans people. You know what I mean? So sometimes as trans people, I feel like a little scooted away from the LGBT and QIA, all that, because of the way I present. So I've felt not super welcome in like queer spaces. So I wouldn't want like other straight people to not feel welcome. You know what I mean? Or if you're not in the community, I want everyone to come, just be respectful. Don't tug on my costumes. Don't smack my butt. Don't be crazy. But just like I'm not gonna go to, I don't even know. I'm not gonna go to PBR and kick the bull over. I don't know, like. I'm not gonna do that. So come, I encourage people to come. And it's just so fun.
Oh my God. Don't kick the bull, you guys.
I won't.
Okay.
Who's
next?
Being
Megan.
absurd.
Pardon me. I'm going to totally cross up. I'm just going to sit next to you too. Nice going.
Hi. So thank you for speaking today. And I was wondering, as a Missourian, and I'm sure many here are, and Kansas is no stranger to these issues either, do you have any ideas or plans for advocacy against this terrible legislation and policies going into effect?
So, I mean, that's just why I try to be like as vocal as possible. I've tried to like share my journey as much as I can online. I feel like that's like my little like piece of like how I feel like I can give back, or, protesting when I can, marching when I can, but voting when I can. I hope for change, I want to be able to do more. And whenever invited to do like advocacy or speak at things or help out, or if I have friends doing like protests or marches or whatever, I want to be there. And if I can't, I want to share it because my platform is big. So I feel like that's my piece to give back. You know, I feel like I hope someone shares my coming out video or the homecoming videos or the surgery videos. Like I hope they see those, or getting to like earlier, like getting to see me cheer, like getting to cheer in high school was everything to me. I got to, and I also I got to play volleyball. I almost like played volleyball on the girls team with the girls, and I never felt so much love from my other teammates because I did both. You know, I had to play on a boys club team looking like this. I mean, not like fully like this, but I was on my hormones. I was like wearing makeup, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna not wear makeup because y'all want me to be on the boys team. But it was awkward and it was scary and I didn't feel in place, you know? So I just hope like when I speak and share and do all these things, it kind of opens someone else's mind who may not know. So the next time they're voting, they think about me and other people like me and so on and so forth. So I don't know if that answered that, but I hope that's
I got an answer out of it.
answers.
Okay,
So, yeah.
we may have time for a couple more. Anybody else have a question?
All right.
Oh, you're all the way over there.
We got you doing triathlons, hun.
My steps in today.
Steps in. Hello.
Howdy. So I actually remember seeing your homecoming win when I was living in Texas before I transitioned myself. And I was just completely awestruck and floored by your bravery. So I'm just wondering, in the midst of like the Attorney General trying to do all their anti-trans BS, my partner actually started a trans nonprofit to get trans people to safer communities. And so I'm really curious. We talk to people who live in like Florida, it's an unsafe space. Missouri, some people would categorize as an unsafe space. And they're very dead set on staying where they are and staying in Florida and thriving in that environment. What keeps you in Missouri, of all places?
That's a good question. Like, I like that question. So not only in like a trans way, I often get people are like, why are you still in Kansas City? Or like, why haven't you even left or done this or done that? So I just feel like I'm still here. I was that kid. I was that girl. I was like, I'm going to turn 18 and I'm moving to LA. I'm going to be a makeup artist and I'm going to be queer as hell. Like, I was like, that's what I thought I wanted to do. And clearly, you know, getting the job at Mary's and now doing drag, I never thought I was going to be lip syncing and dancing in front of people and whatever. But I stay here because I think Kansas City is such a unique, diverse little bubble. And I've always I feel safe here. There's times I don't feel safe, obviously. But I growing up here and then like winning the homecoming here and now doing drag here, I do like, and like here, like with all my healthcare and like transitioning and stuff and hormone replacement therapy and all those things, like that is here for me. And I've always had like amazing people like when I was a kid, it was like Children's Mercy, but then like Casey Care Clinic now. And like I found like these cool queer spaces that like don't make me feel uncomfortable or like they would stop taking care of me medically, you know? I've left. I went to other states though when I did like all my surgeries, just because Missouri is a little behind when it comes to like trans medicine and trans care for sure. But I feel like they really got the ball together. I don't even know the word. They really have it together when it comes to like trans care. And I feel like that's why I was here. Because I feel like if we weren't, because I think Kansas City is a state, Kansas City was like named, like marked a safe haven for trans healthcare. Because if that was gonna happen, I was like, oh my gosh, like would I leave? What would I do? Like I need like my hormone replacement therapy to, you know what I mean? I need that. And I was scared that was gonna be, because it's like been 10 years almost. I've been transitioning. So I was like, oh my gosh, are they gonna like, because obviously it was all about like kids not transitioning, and then it turned into anybody, and then there was all these strict requirements if you've been transitioning this long or that long. So the fact that KC is what it is, I feel like is why I'm still here and why I love my city and try to even further develop it with others or people to make it even more accepting. Yeah.
You found your community, and now you found Creative Mornings, and
now I'm
that's
scared
going to
to
keep
leave.
going,
Bye,
right?
well.
All right, we may have time for one more if anybody's got one, or we're going to let Lana go get ready for tonight.
Oh God.
Uh-oh, I know. Don't do
If
it.
you are free, I'll be at Hamburger Mary's tonight at 7 and 9 p.m. hosting an amazing show.
Awesome. All right, you guys, let's give Lana a big round of applause and thank her for coming out.
Thank you.
All right, save the date. We'll see you guys next month. Kevin Townsend's going to talk to us.